I've been flaking out on the vlogtober thing a lot, and I wish I never said that I was gonna do it, but I mean I did, so I'm gonna try, I guess. Um, yeah, life just keeps kind of shitting on me. Um, and I keep hearing stuff like, because I think whenever you're in a position where everything feels like it's going wrong all the time and has been for years, you just kind of focus on all the negative things that people have to say about your situation. And even whenever they're not talking to you or about you or anything, but it's just like I overhear these conversations, and it's like I'll hear stuff like bad things happen to bad people, and stuff about karma. And karma, if it were real, then how come Jeffrey Epstein had a whole fucking island and got to die really quickly and easily before anything came down on him? He had an amazing life and did everything that he wanted and got everything he wanted from people and from life before he died. How come Nazis died comfortably living their lives out in South America, while like infants and children and stuff died in the Holocaust? Like karma just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, good and bad things happen to everybody. Like literally at the bar, somebody's father died, and all somebody could say was bad things happen to bad people. And this person that they did not know, this person that um was going through something, and then like just the simple fact of them going through something was enough to make people think bad things about them. And I think people do this because they don't really understand why these things happen. So they have to have this very simplistic worldview to make it make sense to them. And it's not fair and it's shitty, but I mean, that's just how life and people are. And whenever you're going through stuff and things are happening to you, it makes you a really negative and shitty person. I don't think people like people want um people with problems and people going through stuff, like they want you to react a certain way, they want you to be strong, they want you to, and if you're not, then they blame you for it. And people are shitty to you when you're going through something shitty. People abandon you whenever they don't know how to deal with what you're going through. And then they expect you to not blame them for behaving in that way. And I don't know, it's just kind of a struggle to do. And I mean, the thing is, I can't make a video and say, like those trending, I'm all alone and I have no life and I have no friends and how this happened to me. All those kinds of videos. I know that there are still good things and that there are still good people in my life that, like, there are several people whose feelings would be very hurt if I made an I have no friends video, no matter how lonely or something you feel like. That's probably why they make videos like that, I guess. Just to see who or how people respond to it. And I don't know, every time something stupid and small happens, I used to break down so easy. I used to break so easy, and I wouldn't give myself any kind of, well, you just lived through something that traumatizes a lot of people, and a lot of people have. reacted a lot worse and let it ruin their lives all over again. Like, how many people do you see go through really shitty relationships just to jump back into another one because people are terrified of being alone? And that's kind of another thing that I used to be really bad about doing. I would just kind of fall into whatever arms would catch me. And that kind of leaves you in a really, really bad situation with people sometimes. It's not worth jumping into a relationship where you have to build your life with, like, you really have, just to avoid being alone, you really have to consider what you're doing and the kind of impact it would have on your life if you just fell right into the arms of whatever fucking person was talking to you, and completely uprooting your life and rebuilding something new with them just to avoid being alone. Um, and it's honestly, it is better to be alone. It's nobody is worth um completely restarting your life and making a whole new life with, just just for the sake of it. Um like, going into the relationship that I had with my baby daddy was it was really intense because, like, he basically just expected sexual favors nonstop. And like, being guilted into having to give somebody a blowjob is just, you don't even really realize how absurd of a situation you got yourself into, because a person like my baby daddy will make it seem like you're the crazy one for not doing what they want you to do. And I mean, like, this motherfucker, he would make me think, he could make you think that the sky was really red. Like, he would make me think that I didn't do things that I did and that I did do things that I didn't do. And coming back from a relationship that was that traumatic, I think in a lot of ways, like, at first I felt really sorry for myself, and I was very angry at the world. And after he had his affair, I just didn't understand because I tried so hard to make everything work. And to just be thrown away like garbage all over again. Like, at first, I it was kind of traumatized and devastated, but then afterwards, I just kind of realized how much people were holding me back whenever I decided to just face life on my own, and now it's completely different. Like, there have been guys that tried to convince me to let them take care of me. And there was almost this guy that almost taught, like, this guy was a fucking genius. He was really smart, and so was my fucking baby daddy. Like, I like smart guys, but then just because somebody is really smart, that doesn't mean that they're good. And I think luckily this time, before I was able to dodge that bullet, just because I knew better, and I, like, you don't need to develop self-love. You don't need, like, self-love and self-care, and, like, these are just arbitrary buzzwords that kind of, that people just say to sound good, you know? And I feel like things like self-care, like, the only times I really hear that is to just hear people justify being gluttonous, lazy fucks. That it's not about making yourself do something that doesn't even make sense. Like, what is self-love? Like, what's love in general? Like, that, what's like, what does it really mean to healthily and respectfully love and appreciate somebody? And whenever that pertains to yourself, you just hear a lot of bullshit that doesn't make any fucking sense, and it just sounds so vague and so patronizing. Like, whenever it comes to benefiting your own mental health, and whenever it comes to really solving your problems, it doesn't come down to lazy, stupid fucking outs. It just comes down, it's not about love, it's about trust. It's about how are you able to trust yourself? Are you able to rely on yourself? Are you able to like self-reliance and independence, and being able to trust yourself with your own problems will means so much more than being able to love yourself. Because I mean, the whole idea of love seems so vague, and like I wouldn't even know what that looked like, but developing trust for yourself, um and knowing that you can rely on yourself without having to fall on somebody else means more than any pop psychology buzzword in the entire universe. Because realistically, recovering from the kinds of problems that I go through, like, it doesn't look like it does on Instagram. It doesn't look like getting up every day and eating everything in the entire world. It doesn't look like a certain weight. It doesn't look like um it's not all about, I don't know, I wouldn't even say that it's about calendar keeping up with, like, all the times you didn't binge and purge and all the times that you didn't starve. It's not about keeping up. It's not about, like, you can't just sit there and obsess with your problems. Like, even if you're trying to make them better and you're sitting there thinking about how many days I went sober, how many whatever, because, I feel like that fucks people up. Because then whenever you do fuck up, at least it does for me. Because when, like, the day that I fuck up, everything spirals down and it's really hard to get back on my feet after I decide to go, like, all in with something. It's either black and white, all or nothing. And that's just not the way that life works. Like, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna but it's not about fucking up and that taking a grade off of, like, how you were doing. It's about how are you going to respond to fucking up. Are you gonna keep fucking up? Are you just gonna be like, okay, well, that was a fuck up, and then go through the rest of your fucking day, like nothing happened, and take care of everything that you need to do anyway, in spite of, because it always used to be an excuse. Well, today I'm fucking up, then I might as well not be able to do anything. And I don't think, like, you don't need a doctor to tell you that. You don't need a professional to give you a diagnosis and go give you homework to go learn how to start unfucking your life. You just got to you just got to fucking do it. You just have to, like, the worst thing in the world can happen to you, and then you have to go to work like nothing happened because you don't have a choice. And well, being thrown into that situation and being thrown to the wolves and stuff may feel like the end of the world. It's really not. It's really, like, little stupid stuff used to happen and break me down so easy. Like this whole thing with, like, losing my phone or something, like, that would have been like that would have been the straw that broke the camel's back a couple of years ago, but now it's just like that's fucking nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's just like, okay, well, what's a couple weeks without a phone? Um, what's a couple of weeks being fucking poor? What's a couple? Because like I've been through this all by myself so many times. I trust myself to take care of it, and I know that I'm going to be able to do something about it. And that's not something that you can learn while you're relying on somebody else. Okay, bye. Fuck my life. I still can't stop the video.